everyone. Welcome to another session of one of our favorite shows, TTRPGeeks, where we play a variety of different tabletop role-playing games. Tonight we have quite a few new faces, or relatively uncommon faces, here on our channel. So before we introduce the game, we will go ahead and introduce the fine folks who have decided to play with us this evening. First of all, you'll recognize me and Onduin, of course, from this channel, Level 1 Geek. Onduin, do you want to quickly introduce yourself for those who maybe haven't seen you before?
Wow, if you haven't seen me before, I'm very upset.
that would be an accomplishment if you haven't seen her before on here.
But yeah, I'm part of Level 1 Geek. I love to do these TTRP geek stuff. They are tons of fun to try out different RPGs, but I also am GMing for the first time on my new podcast, The Let Us In, and that's loads of fun. It's terrifying, but it's loads of fun.
We will have a link in chat for everybody to go check it out.
Thank you.
Ian, you've been around these parts before. You're I guess you can introduce yourself, but you are our wonderful GM tonight.
I am Ian, and I am the GM this evening. We'll talk about the game in a little bit. And I'm also on the game on Monday night, streamed here with Tori in our D&D rhyme of the Frost Maiden. Right? Yeah.
Yes. Nailed it in our Frost Geeks show. Everyone's favorite stoic Goliath older brother, Monai. All right. Now let's hop down to Will. How about Will? Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Will. Hi. I like RPGs. Lots. I don't know what else.
And that's all you need to know about.
That's really all you need to know about me. Yeah.
Well, we've played. You love RPGs so much you went ahead and helped make one, right?
That is true, yeah. So I'm one of the creators of Arium RPG, which you can find online and available for sale.
Links are in chat right now.
Yeah, cool. It's a world building and role-playing game, so kind of a little bit of both. Yeah.
Awesome. And it, as someone who has played the game, it's quite fun. So go check it out.
And I agree, I played it as well.
Oh yeah. We have 3 Arium alumni here among us.
Oh,
I just backed the Kickstarter.
Oh, well, you're an honorary alumni then.
For season 2 of the Let Us In, we're actually going to be doing Arium, and I'm very, very excited.
The universes are converging. Here we are.
I'm so nervous about it.
And finally, last but not least, we have Cleric of Cord, who has not been on Level 1 Geek before. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Kat. I'm at Cleric of Cord. This is my first time here, but I met Tori playing over on Weave the Tale in a 3-parter of Nibiru, which was a lot of fun. And when she asked me if I wanted to play with this, I said yes. And then I binged Dragon Prince in 2.5 days. So I am really, really looking forward to this and playing with all these people.
We are very glad to have you. Yes, ever since our characters became the best of friends on Nibiru. Yes. It was an unbreakable bond.
I will stand Pop forever.
Yes. Okay, with all that out of the way, let's get to the reason we're all here. Ian, would you like to tell the chat? I mean, we all know what we're playing, but why don't you talk about the game a little bit?
Yeah, I'd love to. So we are playing Tales of Xadia, which is the official Dragon Prince RPG that will be out in a few months. I don't think they've given an actual official release date yet. It is being done by Fandom, the same people who do D&D and Beyond, and they will actually be eventually releasing an online portal for playing the game, mechanics and everything, just like they do for D&D Beyond. The game itself was written by Cam Banks and his team, and it used the Cortex Prime system. So for those of you who don't know that system, this will be a chance for you to learn it, how it functions. This is also a chance for our players to learn it because they all got a very brief crash course yesterday, but this is going to be their first time. So we're going to be walking through it and understanding how it all functions.
We will totally break this game and you, Ian.
I'm supposed to tell him we're gonna break him.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I
I've
mean, if he hasn't
GM'd
figured that out by now, he's in
Yeah.
trouble.
been GMing for almost 40 years. I'm used to get broken. That's part of the GMing process.
And I should call out that we are playing a 2-shot here, so we'll be here tonight, and then we will follow up next week with the finale of the mess we create here tonight.
And the adventure we're going to be doing this night is called Lost Oasis. This is the one that they officially released as a beta. All right, let's get right into it. So our party is going to go around and introduce their characters' names. You luckily all get to see these great graphics that were created for them. These are the official graphics from fandom. But I want everybody to go around and just give a little bit of information about the character. Introduce yourselves a little bit. We'll start with Benetta, since we got that on the upper corner of the screen.
So Benetta is a sun elf. She is not only a knight, but she considers herself the very dagger in the hand of Lux Aria. She is fierce in battle. Some would say reckless, mostly her brother. And she's very much, she's not in this for herself. She's not seeking glory. This is about doing the right thing. And I'm actually very excited to play her. I like the way she's written. She's got some very interesting concepts as a personality. And she has a twin brother.
She does. Let's go to that twin brother now.
All right. I'll be playing Babacar. He is a warrior, or not a warrior, rather, but a fearsome magic user of the Sunfire Elves and the twin brother of Benetta. And, you know, he's there to make sure that she stays in line, because even though she's older, you know, she's a little too reckless. It's important to note.
She's older, he's bigger.
Yeah. And he, on the other hand, is definitely interested in glory. Someday he'll fight a foe worthy of him. Yeah.
All right. Now we have two other members. Let's start with our other elf, Eljal.
Yes, I am playing Eljal. They are a assassin, a moon shadow elf assassin. And they are a little bit adrift these days because their last job didn't go exactly as they had planned, and they're not certain that their tribe would be very accepting of how things went down. So they're kind of floating around trying to figure out what to do next, and have apparently found at least a temporary group to hang out with these fine folks. So yeah.
And the last member of our party, our only human.
Yay! So I'm playing Winda. She's the cutest redhead I think I've ever seen. She is very gruff and sarcastic by nature, but she is extremely loyal. And if any of you guys watched Tabletop Treasure Hunter, she kind of reminds me of Maple. So we're gonna get some good comments from her, and getting the team probably a little riled up.
Great. All right. And so why are these people together? For those of you who have seen the shows, this is taking place after the end of the Stormspire battle. But we're not going to give you any more detail than that, so you're not going to have anything ruined if you haven't gone and see them. If you haven't seen them, please go watch them. It's a wonderful series. Really well done. But this group of individuals had survived at the Stormspire and have come together as a group, traveling and trying to find their way in this post-war world where things are a little different in Xadia, and they're trying to figure out what their places are going to be in it. And in that process, they've run into a moon shadow elf by the name of Feathershaw. And Feathershaw has commissioned them to assist them in getting to a floating city that flies high above Xadia. It's a city called Aenean, and it left the surface and rose to the clouds hundreds and hundreds of years ago. So Feathershaw has done some research and knows that no one has been there in ages, and no one lives there now. But what is there is a very powerful artifact called the Primal Well. And they want the Primal Well to be able to help their people somehow. They haven't told a whole lot to the group in the explanation of this. So they have hired this team to assist them. And they have been brought across the land towards the mountains, the great mountain rift that runs down the middle of Xadia and splits it into the two halves of the world. And as they near the base of the mountains, they have begun to cast a spell. So Feathershaw begins to dance and spin, twisting in the air as a beam of light starts to appear around them and spread out below all of your feet and rise you up into the air. First gently, and then it begins to pick up speed faster and faster. And then as you're rocketing towards the clouds, suddenly you feel yourselves drop a short distance, and you feel like you're falling towards the surface of the ground, but then you land gently upon a ground. The moon is high in the sky. You appear to be above the clouds, and the ground around you, directly at your feet, is a stone paved road that runs towards a small but well-kept little city with a wall built around it that clearly was not built for any kind of defense. And then there's fields placed about. There's one tree just next to where you have landed and a small graveyard at the base of the tree. When you glance behind you, you see that about 15 feet back, the ground just disappears. And the floating land is about a half a mile wider than the city itself.
Is Feathershaw still with us?
Feathershaw is still with you, yes.
Okay.
Feathershaw takes a quick glance around and says, "Excellent, we've arrived. I'm going to prepare a spell so I can focus in on where this object is. Do what you must for a minute or two while I focus myself."
Hey, Babu, how come you can't do that?
Because that's not what
Because that
I
was
do.
cool.
Is it always about cool with you?
Yes. It's about looking fabulous.
Makes a good point.
See?
should
I
just
think
make
I
place
look
for her.
fine without having to focus on being fabulous.
Yeah, but you
Oh.
still can't do anything that cool.
Well,
Eljaw, while they are doing light bantering and Feathershaw is in some kind of trance, you catch a little motion behind one of the gravestones.
Instantly, hang on, what is it called? My elven sword staff is out. You can kind of see it on the picture on the stream, but I flip it out and I'm at the ready, and I'm gonna go try and sneakily investigate.
To answer the question in the stream, sorry, that character art was done by Fandom. I don't know the actual artist who did it, but it was commissioned by Fandom. It is amazing art. All right, so you're going to sneak up and take a look behind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you move forward, you catch out of the corner, around the corner edge of this gravestone, a flash of fiery orange color that is there and then slips behind it quickly.
Fiery, like my Sunfire elf friends are fiery?
Yeah, not of actual fire, but kind of oranges and reds. But it flashes so quickly. You're pretty sure it's not actual fire, but it flashes so quickly you can't quite tell. But that's the color scheme you get from it.
Was it smallish?
It's low to the ground, yeah, and it kind of bobs for a moment as it disappears.
I want to try and sneak up on it.
Okay. You can slide up easily. That's not hard for you. That's your kind of specialty. Although let's show everybody how we would roll for something like this. All right.
Yeah.
So the first thing is you're going to be going up against a static thing. So I'm going to roll just a static check, which is a 2d6 because it's not hard to do. There's no flat numbers in this system. We always roll. I'll do my roll. And you have a target number of 6 to beat.
Okay.
So let's look at your dice pool.
Yeah. So I think this is probably agility. That's what
I
I'm
would
gonna
agree.
say. I have a D10 in that. So
Okay.
I'm adding a D10 to my dice pool. I guess I'll add it up and then roll it together. So I've got a D10 from agility. I'm going to say I'm using mastery, what my value of mastery.
Okay. So in this game, you always have an attribute like you do in so many role-playing games, but you also include a value, your drive of why you're doing this. And it's going to vary from character to character. You'll see them kind of show up as people kind of play the characters and talk about their decisions. So we've got an agility of D10 and a mastery
of D10 as well. Yeah, and I'll explain my motivation a little bit. I feel like, or Eljal feels like this is their job. Like they are the scout, they're supposed to be on the lookout. And while these three are just, bickering / bantering back here, they are taking this seriously. So, and then for distinctions, I'm going to go ahead and say Moon Shadow Elf probably applies the most here.
Yeah, your Elven Grace definitely would apply in that regard. It's not the actual ability, but the fact that you can move so smoothly and carefully.
Yeah. And I get a D8 for that. And then I have a specialty in sneaking. So
get a D6 for that.
D8, actually.
Oh, D8.
Yeah, I'm real good at this.
You are.
Okay. So that's 2 D10s and 2 D8s that I'm rolling. All right.
Pretty sure you're going to beat a 6.
Well, we'll see. All right. I rolled some dice. Do you want to explain?
Yeah, we'll talk about how we do this. So she had a dice pool of 4 dice, but you only ever keep 2 of them when you're playing a Cortex Prime system. So she's going to add 2 of them together. She rolled an 8, a 9, a 4, and a 5. She can choose whatever 2 she wants. She just needs to beat a 6. So that's pretty easy. The other tactical question she needs to keep in mind is any dice that she doesn't use, the best one she can have as an effect die, which is how well she did something. In this case, it really doesn't matter. She's just sneaking up on something, but it'll come in more importantly later, especially as we deal with other individuals directly.
Yeah. So I will take my 8 and 9 for a 17, and if in case it comes into play, I'll use one of the D8s as my effect.
All right. And since you got a total of 17, and the target number you had to go against right now was a 6, every time you beat it by 5, that's a success level step above. So you rocked this. Whatever is behind that has no clue you are coming. Are you going to look over the top or around the side?
This thing was low to the ground.
Yes.
So I think I'm going to go over the top because I'm thinking maybe it's trying to keep an eye on its eye level, which would be from the side.
All right. So you peek over the top and you see a orangey red fuzzy mass that you quickly realize is a chicken.
You guys, don't worry. I've snuck up on the chicken. We're fine.
It's got a huge tuft of feathers that poof out around its head and hang out in front of its eyes. And it suddenly realizes, senses you're there and looks up. You can't even see its eyes. It's just hidden by all the feathers. And it lays an egg immediately and starts to fluff around.
You found dinner. Well
Oh.
done.
Wow, you're depriving some village of their idiot.
It could have been something dangerous. We don't know.
And very fluffy.
Could I pick up the chicken? Is it gonna let me pick it up?
Yeah, you're going to reach out to it?
Sure, I'll gently kind of do the the animal like back of your hand thing. I don't know if chickens respond to that, but
It's-
I'm gonna do it.
It steps back at first, and then it trots forward and hops up onto your arm.
Well, at least someone appreciates me.
Changed
Works
my
its-
mind. That's real cute.
I
Works its way up
appreciate that
and
you found dinner.
tucks itself into your shoulder.
Oh,
Dad,
I'm gonna pick up the egg
mean,
too, and when
Okay.
I get closer to Bonetta, I'll like toss it toward her. There's your dinner.
You gonna let it drop or you gonna catch it? All right.
Oh yeah, she's gonna catch it. She's gonna catch it. This is food. We don't waste food.
We don't waste food. To be clear, Eljow did not care whether Bonetta actually caught it or if it splatted on her. They would have been fine with either outcome.
Does anyone have any specialties to deal with animals or anything?
Netta has animal training.
Yeah,
Oh.
okay. So Bonetta, after you've caught that egg, you notice in this bushy mass of feathers, its beak is sticking out, and its beak is crossed, so it doesn't line up correctly. It's like hooked. The top and bottom crisscross over each other. And you would know that most chickens that have that, they can't survive unless someone's hand feeding them. It's very difficult for them to eat.
What's Feathershaw doing at the moment?
Feathershaw seems to have finished whatever meditation they were in and says, "We go now," and begins to stride forward towards the town.
You said this place was abandoned, right?
Yes,
That chicken says otherwise.
chickens can't speak. And I have not
No.
brought you here to speak for it.
Why have you brought us here? Exactly.
I have
You've
told you
been-
this already.
You've been quite close-mouthed about that.
There is an object here.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, we know.
Well, what else do you need to know then?
What
All
is
I
it?
want, it's the primal well. It's the only thing I need in here. You can have anything else you find in the city.
Why do you need it so?
My people's home has been cursed, been attacked by a vicious horde of thieving grub worms that are destroying our crops. They can't survive, they can't feed themselves. And with it, I can pull them up and out of the ground and remove them and save my people. Do you wish my people to die?
No, look at me. I'm like you.
Yes. So then you understand.
I also,
Eljow just shrugs.
Silence.
I also understand that chickens with crossed beaks like this one don't survive on their own. They have to be hand fed. So, I mean, you think the city's abandoned. Please lead on. We'll follow. I'm keeping an eye out.
Yes, fine. Keep an eye out for absolutely nothing. All we need to do is pay attention to the well. The rest of you can do whatever you wish. Take whatever you want.
Okay.
He begins to stride down the road towards the walls.
I don't know what the problem seems to be with that one. I'll mutter to Benetta.
Could you give me a check on some knowledge here?
Yeah, I was actually going to ask if that whole story sounded like something Moonshadow Elves would actually be, like, struggling with.
Yeah. Yeah, give me a... I think that's intellect.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
But-
yeah, I should be, intellect.
What value do you want to use?
Probably justice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm thinking that I don't want just, this is obviously a very powerful magical thing. And even though I don't really care necessarily who gets it, I don't really want the wrong hands to get it, because that would be bad. So I want the right thing to be done with this magical item.
Yeah.
And then, so I get a D6 for that, D6 for intellect, and then probably Moonshadow Elf again for my distinction, since this is related to my peoples.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's all I've got.
I think you're right. I don't think there's anything else that's going to help you.
So I've got 2 D6s and a D8.
And you are just trying to understand if the story seems legit, right? You're not really trying to understand whether he is being fully honest or anything. You're just trying to understand if the story makes sense.
Oh, well, I guess like those things are kind of wrapped together for me. Like
They are, okay.
Yeah, like is what's their name again? Feathershaw, that's right. Yeah, if this story was all just like bluster, they're obviously being really weird about like how urgent this is for it supposedly being abandoned. They're being like very pushy about like, we have to do this right now. Anyway, it's just weird. So 2d6 and d8. I don't know what I'm shooting for here.
Feathershaw is going to resist as well.
Okay.
Here. So what was your total?
Okay, my total, I'm going to use my 6 and my 5, so that would be an 11.
An 11 with an effect die of a d8.
Yes.
And Feathershaw, he gets as an important NPC. It's what we call a catalyst in this game, to show a little bit more important and a shaper of the story. So he gets a d8 for that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to take a d8 for his single-mindedly acute. He is here for a purpose.
Makes sense.
And he's going to take a d8 for truth as his value, because to him truth is relative. He's also going to take a 1d10 for moon magic. He's got a little magic up that's going to help him in this situation.
Ooh.
Okay, so
I think they've got me beat.
You had an
on what you
11,
had.
right?
I had an
Yeah.
11. Mm-hmm.
So they are going to take the 7 and the 6.
Okay.
Which is going to give them enough to beat you. Going to put us at a 13.
Mm-hmm.
With an effect die of an 8. Now, I did roll a 1.
That's true.
Which
And
isn't really going to help you now because you haven't taken any stress yet. But
Oh, do we all have one? Wait. In the event that we spend a plot point to like use your ones against you, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we would heal.
You would heal
stress
damage
from that.
Stress.
Got it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Exactly. And I should say to the chat, those numbers that everybody has there, those are their plot points. So those will kind of be moving back and forth as we go, but you are able to give them plot points as well to assist them or assist me. I have an unlimited supply for my unimportant things, mainly the ones I give players. Those 6 represent my 2 important NPCs in this whole entire thing.
Cool.
All right.
So I give Feathershaw some shifty eyes, and then I glance at Bonetta too, and then I just sort of shrug.
If you want to, you can try and push the situation and beat that 14.
I think I can't unless I rolled like almost max on my D8. So I think I'll just leave it be because that was a pretty dang good roll as far as what Eljal is able to conjure up on truth seeking. So I'll leave it.
Babacar, you do note that there is some magic being 2 different spells kind of going on Feathershaw at this moment. But one of them clearly kind of flares up when Eljal confronts them on this.
So can I kind of tell that it's those 2, right? Eljal and
Feathershaw.
Feathershaw. Yeah. Whatever the 2 of you are doing, why don't you just resolve it? Why use magic? What is the point?
Magic. I'll look at Feathershaw.
Yes, well, I am using it to...
Were you using magic on me?
It is there. I will not disagree with that. Babacar, what is your intention here?
So Babacar has a distinction called simplicity is the best solution. And he is of the mind that whatever is going on between the 2 of them, they should just get it out in the open and resolve it as simply as possible.
So you want the truth to come out in this situation?
Yes.
Okay. Let's have you roll against Feathershaw.
Okay.
Feathershaw's on the defensive, so I'll roll for them first.
Okay.
And I think it would be the same dice pool as before.
And that is moving up on Feathershaw's blind side, just kind of getting it into a strategic flanking position. If this guy goes,
we just barely got here, and we're gonna kill our the person who hired us.
And probably the only person that can get us down. But hey.
Winda's just standing there like she's eating popcorn, watching this whole thing go down.
So we'll keep the same target of 14 because you're basically pushing the situation that had already been started between the 2 of them. So your target number to beat Babacar is 14. So let's build your dice pool.
Okay. So I was thinking probably influence and truth.
Yep.
And simplicity is the best solution. And then I'm thinking that I might actually be able to use sun magic and the sense truth verum animo.
I totally agree.
Okay. Cool. Let me add a couple more D8s here really quick. Oh, that is a really awful roll.
That is an awful roll. All right. So, first of all, you roll 2 1s. Yeah. They can at all go into your area. You can't use those in your dice pool. They basically like zeros, and we'll deal with those in a moment. So that leaves you with 3 4s left. So right now you have a total of 8. Even if you were to spend your plot point, which would allow you to keep a 3rd die, still not going to be enough to beat 14.
No.
So Feathershaw spins and looks at you. Oh, also, I'm going to give you a plot point. So if we could add a point to Babacar, please.
Question.
Yes.
So technically this isn't really an initiative in a way, but is there a way that a character can still help on a roll for this?
There is, yeah, because usually the rolls, except for really directly in combat, are kind of one roll to cover a scene, right? So because we're building up this tension. So yes, is there something you would like to do you think you can assist with?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because she really does want to know the truth, but she doesn't want to express that she wants to know the truth. So she'd probably just like make some sort of snarky comment and assist somehow in getting him to really just spill the beans.
Okay. So you're just going to try and give a little one-up in the situation.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So let's have you roll as well.
Okay. So I would also do an attribute and a value.
An attribute, a value, and then a distinction.
And a distinction. Okay, so I'm thinking for this one, for her attribute, it's probably going to... It leans kind of more towards spirit, because she's like, this is going to be fun. So we'll go for a spirit, her truth value, and... foolhardy friend.
Okay.
So that's going to be a D6.
Yep, D6 for your spirit.
A D4.
Mm-hmm.
And then
D8.
D8.
Unless you want to hinder foolhardy friend. So hinder is going to give you a plot point, but it's going to make that D8 become a D4.
Probably not at this moment.
Okay.
Okay.
Question.
Yes.
Could I use the what's this one? How to help another PC. One of them is on another player's turn. You can step down one of your value die ratings to step up the PC's same value in their dice pool for that roll.
Yes.
So Winda used truth.
Yes.
I'll step down my truth, which is fools need smiting more than they need saving. And I'll step that down from a D6 to a D4 to step hers up one.
Okay.
To a D10, so it's a D6, D4, and D10. 15. A 2, a 4, and a 9.
You only get to keep 2 of them.
Well,
unless you're going to spend a pot point.
I think I'm going to keep the 9 and the 4.
Okay. So the 9 and the 4 gets us to a 13, which does not beat.
Dang. She tried.
You could spend a plot point and keep your third dice.
That's true. I do have one. Why the heck not? Let's do it.
All right. So what are you saying to Feathershaw?
I'm just gonna kind of just tilt my head a little and say, well, aren't you a bloody ray of sunshine?
So Feathershaw will turn to Babacar first. You think that you can use your magic to twist me? I am disgusted by you. I am here for a valid purpose. You do not stand and judge me or question my reasons. And then, Winda, you say your comment, and they turn, and that kind of deflates them, their position. But I didn't mean to be that negative. I'm sorry. So pause there for a moment to do a mechanical thing, and then we'll see what more he has to say. So Babacar, because you had rolled those 2 ones, and I gave you a plot point, you should have been taking some stress. But Winda stepped in, did a little save, and reduced some of that impact on you. But you're still going to take some stress. So that one point I gave you should have affected you twice because you rolled 2 ones. But it's only going to affect you once because they stepped in and kind of deflated the situation. And we're going to make it an effect die of a D6 instead of a D8 like it should have been. And you get to choose where it goes.
Okay. Let's
For
look
our
here.
chat, Will, do you want to read through the list real quick
Yeah, that would be great.
of the stress potential options?
Oh,
Stressors.
yeah.
And while you're looking your list up, I'll say, so stress is how you take damage in this game. You don't have life points. It's these stress lines that you deal with. And then they become positives for the person who is rolling against you.
Yeah. I think it's angry. I think it has to be
Okay.
angry.
Great. So everybody has the stresses of afraid, angry, corrupted, exhausted, injured, and insecure. He's choosing angry, which makes sense. So you're going to have a D6 angry.
What? Our hot-headed sun mage is angry?
I know.
How bizarre.
That's my babu.
Why don't you just tell us what's going on here?
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm just very focused. I didn't mean to come off quite so rough to any of you. My people are in trouble, and it is my fault. The creatures came, a curse was placed, and I thought it, as an elder of my group, unimportant, nothing to be worried about, and I ignored it. And then the grubs came because of the curse and destroyed the crops, and kept coming and kept destroying. So my people ghosted me, removed me from my position. And the only way that I can get it back is to save them, to protect them. And that is why I need the primal well. Nothing can stand in the way. We must save my people.
And you too, I suppose.
Well, yes, but that's not important. There's one more piece of information that might explain why I'm rushing so much. I've told you that the island is floating and has been for hundreds and hundreds of years. What I did not tell you is I've calculated that it will be impacting into the mountains within 12 hours.
What?
And so we need to have the primal well before it does that.
I feel like that would have been really important information to know.
Yes.
Yes, in hindsight, perhaps I should have informed you, and I apologize again.
Yeah.
Did you apologize the first time?
Yes, I apologized for not being so gruff in the beginning.
Oh, okay. So you're not apologizing the second time for not telling us the whole story.
Let's not waste time with apologies if we only have 12 hours.
Yes.
Which is what I've been trying to say from the beginning, Elja.
Well, you could have saved us this conversation if you had just told us from the beginning. I'll turn to the rest of everyone though and say, I do think we should help though. This is wow. I went into Dora there for a second. Any objections?
No.
I have no objections.
I'm not talking to you.
Well, I thought we were in this together.
Are we?
What do you think, Benny?
I think you need to not call me that in front of other people. And she just turns around to Winda and just gives her a look like, don't even think about it. I think we need to get this taken care of quickly because I personally don't want to be scattered all over a mountainside. So
I'd like to keep
The
where's
this
chances
room.
of you being scattered over the mountainside are very small. Most likely you'll be pummeled to death by the crushing buildings and stones as we crash into the mountain. But that won't happen because we will have the primal well.
She looks at the egg that she's been just kind of like tossing like you would toss a rock. And she's just been tossing
Holding the
this egg.
chicken. I just remembered that.
Yeah, you're holding a chicken. She's looking at this egg, and she goes, Feathershaw, mind your manners, or you may be the one to end up with egg on your face.
That's a good one.
Do you want me to scout ahead, since we don't know if we are alone up here?
Yes, since I have to been totally thrown off, I need to refocus to center my spell
sorry
to
about
find
that.
the well. Well, why don't you do what you're supposed to be doing? Go scout, and I will refocus.
Elja will roll their eyes at Benetta and offer the chicken to her, since she seems to have a thing with animals.
And it takes the chicken and just kind of takes a pouch. She kind of shoves the chicken so that just the head sticking out of the opening of the pouch. So then she looks at Eljal and she goes, so, egg on his face?
Aye, maybe later.
Right.
Winda, you're coming with me to scout ahead.
Sure.
You two stay here and watch.
Two of you are moving forward.
Yeah, I think Winda and I will go scouting ahead.
Okay. There's no sign of anybody out here in the fields or anything, but it is nighttime. And there are lights on inside the city. You can see lanterns glowing.
There are
There
lights
are.
on? Oh.
Yep. You
Okay.
can see like this. There's outside street lights that are on. So the two of you are slipping up. Are you going in this first gate that's just straight ahead of you?
Is there any kind of roundabout way to go?
Yeah, it's a circular city, and it looks like there are some other entrances. You could also go up over the wall. As I said, the wall clearly was not
Yeah.
made for defense.
Maybe let's go like in between gates and up over the wall. You think?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so you're going up over the wall and sneaking, correct?
Yeah.
The two of you can easily, you're both very adept at this kind of travel, so you can easily bound your way right up the wall. Do you both want to describe how you get up?
Oh, it's like a little kitty pounce, just whoop, and just lands ever so perfectly in that superhero landing. She thinks she's so cool.
I take a few steps back away from the wall and take off my sword staff, and then I run and I use it like a pole vault, and I leap up onto the wall.
Excellent.
That was so cool. You're gonna have to teach me that later.
So the two of you are on the top of the wall. The wall is tiled and kind of rounded at the top, not designed for anybody to stand on. There isn't even a platform for people to be behind to look over the wall. It's just purely decorative. You are looking down into very nicely kept streets. They're clean. There's no sign of waste. The buildings are in good shape. They're clearly kind of kept up. It looks like there's some residential homes, but there's also shops. You can see signs for a butcher, and you see signs for a weaver.
Is there an antique shop?
There is.
Do we see any activity?
There is no sign of activity.
Okay.
Gonna
Winda
hop
has-
down.
Yeah, Winda's got her eye on that antique shop because he said that they could take whatever they want, and there's got to be valuables in there.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'll follow Winda.
You slip up to the door. It's got a large front window that
Peek through the
looks-
window first. Yeah. Both of
Yeah.
us are just like.
It's an empty little shop. You can't see anything. It's got a counter with objects on the walls and some things on tables. There's not a lot of stuff in there, but there are definitely some older looking objects.
She's trying to be a little sneaky. There might be a map of some kind or some sort of old knowledge about this well in the shop. Might as well go in.
If you want to loot it, you can just say so.
I want to loot it.
All right. I'll go check somewhere else.
Okay, give me 5 minutes.
Just don't get into any trouble.
Trouble.
But actually, Winda has given me a good idea. I'm going to look and see if there's any sort of like town hall or city hall looking, maybe like a visitors bureau or something along those lines.
The roads seem to all spoke to the center of town, and there's a very large building, and it looks like a big area with a fountain. So you assume that if there's any kind of important building where there might be something like that, it's going to be right towards the center.
I'm going to go check that one.
Stealthily down the street or up and over the building?
I was talking to Winda, but yes, I am
sorry.
going to go check that one stealthily.
Okay.
What'd you ask?
Just be careful. And I'll point out the building where I'm going, so you know where I'll be.
Okay.
And then I'm a freaking moon shadow elf. I'll use the roofs. That's what Rayla's always doing. So I'll do that.
Going up and over the top.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's do Winda first. As you, Eljal, bounds up onto the roof and starts to scamper along. Winda, the door is not locked.
Wait. I want to see if there's a way I can just check for booby traps.
Okay.
Just in case. You never know. I mean, Eljal? I don't know how to pronounce that.
Eljal.
Yeah, Eljal.
Eljal told me to be careful, so she's going to be extra careful.
Okay. Yeah, you've done this kind of thing before. Although you're more of a hunter, not really a city folk, are you?
That's very correct.
That is very correct. But, yeah, so let's do a roll.
Sweet.
Let's do a roll.
It
is, I'll make the target number for you.
Okay.
A little tricky. So before we add some target numbers with 2d6s, if it's a slightly more difficult test, it's a 2d8.
Okay.
Target number is 7.
Okay. I'm going to use my intellect attribute.
Okay.
And then her... Let's see. We'll go with mastery. It's her survival skills. We'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be another... So it's going to be 2d8. And then distinctions... What's a hinterlander? Oh,
A hinterlander is somebody who lives out in the woods.
Injured or
I would
Yeah.
put out a suggestion.
Yeah.
You could, for this type of situation, you could take one of those, either your hunter or your hinterlander, and hinder it. So it becomes a
Ooh.
d4, but it gets you a plot point.
Yeah, let's do that.
Makes sense narratively.
Let's do that. So it's going to be 2d8 and then a d4. Sound right?
Right. Yep.
Yes. Getting the hang of it. Okay. 2d8 plus 2d4.
Would you give a plot point to Winda, please?
That's a 2-2 and a 1, which is a 0. So.
Yeah. All right. So the bad news is you didn't beat the target number. The worst news is you rolled a 1, which means you're going to get a little stress out of the situation if I choose to spend a plot point, and I'm going to. So the good news is you're going to get another plot point. So can we give a
It was like you said,
third
and the
plot
good news
point to
is you're going
Winda?
to take a little bit of stress from this. Like,
well, you are going to take a little stress, but
I don't know if that's good news.
What's the bad news?
well,
Her...
the really good news is that I'm giving you a freebie plot point there, because on a regular challenge, there's just 2 dice I roll, so I don't have an effect die, which means it's a d4, which has no effect in this game. You only get d6s or higher. So I gave you a freebie plot point there.
Okay.
Just so we could talk about the mechanics. So you get no stress from the situation. It puts you a little on edge as you're trying to decide, but...
Because I was going to say, now she's going to get the insecure stress.
Yeah.
She's very upset.
But there's definitely nothing there.
Okay. Sweet. So she'll move on with slightly sweaty palms.
Slide the latch down and swing the door open and head on in. It smells very pleasant in here. And you see that there's a big bouquet of flowers in the corner that are still quite fresh. The room smells nice. And there's no dust around. Someone's been cleaning it regularly. The objects that you see are no books, but you do see some plates, some that maybe have some value. It all seems to be elven stuff. You see a little statue of an elf with wings, which you would know is a sky elf. You see some other random trinkets and objects that you think, if you got a bunch of humans to buy all of them, they'd be kind of effective as generating some money, but nothing jumps out at you as, wow, that's really worth it.
Are there any spoons that are like engraved with any sort of like trees or anything kind of wildernessy? She has a fascination for spoons.
Yes.
Awesome. So she'll grab one of those and she'll pocket that sky elf statue too.
As you are pocketing, you grab the spoon. As you're pocketing the sky elf statue, you hear a snap behind you, and then you hear, "Oh my gosh, are you what I think you are?"
She turns around slowly.
You see a young elf girl. She's got her hair is pulled up with big poofy buns on either side, huge eyes. Are you a human?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen a human ever. What are you doing here? They said there might be a human, but I didn't think it was real.
We're just like elves without pointy ears.
Oh, no.
Kinda?
Nuh-uh.
Oh,
no.
Tell me about my own species, please. Please tell me what you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
You are really mean. And you tried to take everything from us, and you wreck and destroy elves and other fairies and things.
They're delicious, okay?
Dark. See?
I'm not destroying you, am I? I'm standing here looking at the pretty shiny things, but I have no weapons in my hands.
Yeah, why are you taking the shiny things?
Because it's what humans do.
Oh, yeah. They do say you steal, too.
Yeah. Just living up to my talents.
Oh, were you born here on the island?
No, but I wish I was.
How'd you get here, then?
I flew here.
How old are you?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm young.
I'm 12.
You're cute.
Thanks.
She gives her this little pat on the head.
My name's Perica.
Erica, oh, you're so cute. Are you
What's
here
yours?
with any? Oh, I'm Winda. It's like wind with an A.
Winda.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you have parents? Are you here alone?
I have parents, yeah.
Are they here?
Nope. They're in the center of town with everybody else because the invaders came. But I was like, I'm gonna stay here. This is our shop.
You're brave.
Do you want some gum?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's really good.
What flavor is it?
Gum flavor?
Neato. It's the
Yeah.
best kind.
We'll hold there for a second. Let's cut over to Elja.
Who I'm thinking is maybe headed straight for everyone in town.
So Elja, you run across the roofs and get to the outer edge, and you can see the large courtyard area, the big fountain, and there's shops around it, as well as this very large building that appears to be like a city hall or something. And there are also little cart shops. Clearly, it's a market space during the day, but
This is
everything's kind of
straight out of
down now.
Beauty and the Beast. I'm
Yes, correct.
picturing. Very good.
Yes, a little provincial town, most definitely.
That's it? No people?
That's all you say. No people.
Okay. Well, I will. Is the town hall single story, 2-story?
It
Windows?
is. It has some windows with a big grand front door that's like 8 people high. And the building itself goes up. It looks like it maybe has 3 floors and then a tall tower that rises higher than anything else in the town.
Okay. I think I'm gonna try and go through one of the higher windows.
Okay.
I'm not a walk through the front door kind of person.
No. So you're heading around. You going right across the courtyard and then up the building, or are you going to try and go the long way around to get onto the building itself without going to the ground?
Oh, is there a path to do that?
It's gonna. I mean, you would have to go all the way around, but you think that eventually the buildings, like you can see
I
buildings
see.
that are closer to it.
Well, I'm also kind of in a hurry because we only have 12 hours. So I think I'll try and, from where I'm at, pick out a path that maybe like among the carts and stuff, I can kind of like dart from cart to cart and then just like make the last bit toward the building.
Yeah. Okay. So you flip down, tumble through the air, land down behind one of the carts, duck and start moving through the shadows. As you come under one cart, you are suddenly face to face with a large. First, you think it's a pig because it has a pig's face,
Okay.
but it's fuzzy like a sheep.
Okay.
And it's got big tusks that kind of stick off, and it goes. "Brrr."
Okay. I gotta tell you, I'm very relieved with the direction that went. When you led with pig's face, I was like, this could be horrifying very quickly. Okay, it's just a sheep pig. That's okay. Why do I keep running into animals? Okay. It's just surprised to see me.
Yep.
All right. Oh, sorry about that. And I'll pat its head. And then I guess I'm just gonna keep going.
So,
If it hasn't drawn any attention, like if I don't see any change in the courtyard, then I'll keep
Nope.
going.
Noticeable change to the courtyard. No. So you go to the next cart,
Mhm.
and as you get under that cart, you hear behind you quack 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 quack.
Oh
And
no!
glance back, and the pig is following behind you.
Yes.
Congratulations, you've been adopted.
Eljal is not happy, but Tori is very pleased with this situation. Oh my goodness. Okay. When I get to the edge of the building, then when I know I'm gonna like kind of climb up onto the roof or up to a higher window, I'll turn around and I'll pat its head once again, and I'll say, "You're gonna really like my friend, Benetta. She loves animals like you. Stay here. I guess.
Plops its rump down on the ground.
Good pig. Peg sheep. Do I know what this is called? Is this
You've
an
never,
animal?
Never
Oh,
seen
okay.
anything like it before.
Okay. Right. I'll be back, I guess.
As you say that and start to turn to go up, you see across the courtyard there is a pane glass window in one of the shops, and there is plastered to the window 15 maybe elven faces just watching you
Wait, from a shop window,
from a shop window across the
not this
courtyard.
building.
Nope.
Okay, and are these what kinds of elves were supposed to live here? Sky elves, or do I not know?
Feathershall never mentioned.
Okay.
No.
What kind of elves do those look like?
They do look like sky elves.
Okay.
But there's something odd about them. But from this distance, you can't quite place what it is in your head. But there's just when you see this
You mean
tableau
other
of
than
elven
them
face-
pressed against the window, all
yes.
staring? Okay.
Other than that. All right, well, I'm gonna stop you there for a
Yeah.
moment. Let's go outside the town. Benetta and Babacar. While the two of you are waiting, Feathershaw is refocusing themselves into a trance. Is there anything the two of you want to do, or are you just going to wait patiently for Feathershaw to do something, or for the others to come back?
I think Benetta is scouting at this point. I mean, she's a soldier. She's a knight. She's looking for the chicken. Just the chicken's presence. She knows that there's people here. She knows that this guy has lied to them multiple times already, although he's apologized for it. So she's looking for defensible positions. She's looking for she's looking at this as a battlefield. If we're going to get attacked, where's that going to be coming from? Where can we best fight from?
It's clear to you the most defensible position is going to be in the city, because out here all it is open flat land that's only a half mile depth, and it's got fields and a couple graveyards and a few trees. So there's no real good position anywhere where you can get a good back, something to protect you from the back and allow you to really control the flow of the enemy, is going to be inside that city.
Okay, so I think that's what she's doing. She's kind of moving. She's walking around. She's scouting the area.
Okay.
She's keeping Feathershaw within sight, and she's keeping her brother in ear range as she scouts.
So as you scout and move, you do notice that there are at least two other entrances into the city. And near one of the entrances on the edge of the island, there is a wooden structure that's been partially built. And then someone has placed on it a sign in Elven that says, "Do not use, cease, by order of the council."
Do I see anything that looks like it might be runes or magic related? I mean, with her brother, she would know enough to recognize what it is, even if she doesn't know what it is.
Yeah. There does appear to be some runes carved into it. Yes. None of them are completed.
Okay. I think
you also realize you get a glimpse of the mountains through the clouds. You can see the island moving towards them.
Bit of vertigo for a moment. She kind of takes a step back from the edge, and then she puts her fingers in her mouth, gives a sharp whistle for her brother to come check this out.
Okay. So Babacar?
What's Feathershell doing?
Feathershell just seems to be going in, like, reciting a trance, obviously bringing themselves into some type of magical focus.
All right. Well, I figured they'll be fine, I guess.
Okay.
And I'll wander over that way. And as I head over there, I'll keep an eye out for like little pieces of wood or something that I could fashion into a box for the egg. And I'll call out, "Benny, what did you do with the egg?"
It's in your components pouch.
Of course it is.
I mean, you keep all kinds of weird stuff in there.
Fields.
What's in the egg?
Sure. What's an egg? So what is it that you want? You found something?
Yeah. And she points out the sign, "Do not use by order of the council, cease." And those runes that looks odd.
Do I recognize anything about them?
They are ones that deal with air and wind of some kind. but that's not your areas, and you obviously have no real power there. But you've learned a few of them. Like I said, none of them are finished, but that is clearly what they are dealing with.
They're not finished.
They're not finished.
I wonder why someone would do this. These are incomplete.
Right. I mean, it's an entrance, I guess, away onto the island, but or is this how the island moves? I don't.
Well, it is related to wind.
Well, so was last night's dinner.
Maybe we should ask Winda.
She was responsible for last night's dinner too, wasn't she?
As he chuckles at that, Benetta, you notice past his shoulder that Feathershaw is not standing in the road any longer. You do not see Feathershaw.
I'm gonna kill him. And she just takes off running.
Okay. How about you, Babacar?
I can't let her run off on her own, so...
All right, you're following.
Yeah.
And let's cut back to our small antique shop. What are we going to do?
We're gonna let's go to the town square. Say hi to everybody.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll introduce you to my parents.
Yeah,
And
that'd be
and
great.
I'm the first person to know a human.
Oh, congratulations.
Human named Winda, wind like A, with an A, which is a very strange last name.
Yes, it is. I made it myself.
You get to make your own name? I don't get to make my own name.
Well, when you get older, you can certainly do what you want. You could even eat cake for breakfast.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I had chocolate cake for breakfast. It was great.
What's chocolate?
Something really sugary and delicious.
I like sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure
I
you
like
do.
pies.
Pies are good. What's your favorite pie?
Well, there's only one.
One
Well,
is-
unless you include pig pie. There's pig pie. I don't really like that. And then there's mungberry pie. I like mungberry pie. I bet you like mungberry pie.
Oh, yeah. So good. And delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why don't you guide me to the center of the town?
Okay. Hey, Winda,
Yeah.
what's cake?
It's like a pie, but no, it's more like bread that's sweet.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it can get really big.
Did you bring any?
No, I ate it all. It was my breakfast.
Oh, I would have done. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
She hops out into the street. Come on.
And she like lingers her head behind, like for a last look around to see if there's anything she could nab on her way out.
You spot behind the counter a small golden box.
Oh, she gonna take it.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And snag it and they just run out and catch up.
Oh yeah.
Elja, what are you gonna do?
Well, it seems the stealth mission is up, seeing as 15 people are staring at me. And also, chat has named it a shoink. So when I notice this, I think I'm like preparing to pull my sword staff down and like leap up onto the roof again. And then as I'm doing this, I just glance over and see all of these people, and I put it back on my back, and then I start walking toward the people, and I say, "Let's go, Shoink. Let's see what all this is about."
Falls behind you. As you start to move towards the window, they all watch you and then realize you're coming at them, and kind of most of them scuttle back and disappear into the darkness of the shop. And then it's one that stays by looking around the corner.
I've already spotted you. Just come out. We can talk about this. I'm not here to hurt anyone. Hello?
The door will open a bit.
Okay. I
Hello?
guess I'm coming in. Hello?
No, I will come out. You hear a young woman's voice.
Okay.
A young sky elf steps out. The thing that jumps out at you immediately is she clearly looks like a sky elf in general appearance, but she has no wings. And you have never seen a sky elf without wings.
Hello there. I'm Eljal.
I'm Olana.
Nice to meet you. What's going on? I'll motion at the empty courtyard, and then
I was
the
going to
window.
ask you the same question.
Well, I'm here on a job, and I was told nobody lives here anymore. I can see that's not true.
How far away is Winda from the center?
She's right in. Oh, from the center? 2 blocks.
Okay.
It's not a very big town.
Okay, cool. She wants to say something when she gets there.
Okay. Well, no, clearly we do live here.
Then why are you hiding?
Because-
It's just me in here.
Well, you who came to our island in a flash of light and a loud whoosh in the middle of the night when we don't usually have visitors. In fact, when was the last time someone came here? Oh, over 500 years ago.
Wow. I feel quite special now. Well, perhaps you can talk to some of my friends. They know more about all this than I do.
How many are there? And be honest with me.
Why? You're going to attack me?
No, but don't think you can sneak up. I already have our guards are already prepared. Our defenses are ready.
Oh,
We
you
may
have
look like an
excellent,
innocent town.
excellent guards here. And I'll pat the shoink on the head. Well, it's just the I can math. It's just the 5 of us.
Okay,
My
where
friend,
are they?
well, there's my friend now, and she nods down the corridor toward Winda.
You see Winda come out of a street into the center of the court area with a small elven girl pulling her along. Come on, come on.
Come in.
This is Winda.
And we are here to save you all.
Well, no, not exactly. Although I wouldn't
From
complain if...
inside, you hear someone say, "Did she say save us all? They know we're going to crash."
Oh,
Yes!
we
That's
do
why
know
we're
that.
here.
Well,
The door swings open and another young elf comes out. "I knew we were going to crash. And they told me that I was a fool and I was wrong. And I knew I was right.
Does anyone want to guess how long we have?
Maybe we should leave this conversation for when the rest of us can talk about it. Winda?
We've got 11 hours.
Okay.
We'll cut to our other scene now. As the elves' faces go. All right, Bonetta. So you come around the city. At first, no sign of Feathershaw, and then you see Feathershaw has entered the city. You can see them walking down they've gone through the gate and they're walking down the street towards the center of town.
She's just gonna run right up behind him and just clamp a hand on his shoulder.
What?
Where are you going? And why are you going without us?
I'm going for the well, as I said. That's the only reason we're here.
And you didn't want us to go with you?
No, of course I want you to go with me.
Then why did you walk off without saying anything?
Because I just know where it is. I didn't know you weren't there. Your job is to follow me.
Right. So where's the well?
I don't know exactly where it is. I can feel it, and I'm going for it. Now stop stopping me.
You can feel it.
Yes, I can feel it. I can sense it.
Why?
Because I've used my magic to seek out the components of the essence that is in the well. I can sense where it is. And I'm going there.
Well, shouldn't you be on your way then?
Yeah, well... Oh, you too! They spin and start to storm off again.
Oh, he can count that high. That follows him.
Smarter than I thought.
Yeah. Wouldn't have given him that.
As you pass into the central part of the town, you two see Winda and Eljal are here, along with 3 elves.
Let me just paint a little more of the picture for you.
Please.
Winda is probably talking really excitedly, big hand motions, and there is a shoink next to / behind Eljal, and Eljal is just like hands folded, head in palm, just.
One of the elves has their arms crossed, listening to Winda. The other adult elf has a very she's clearly listening, but she has a very gloomy air about her. And then the young child who is bouncing around Winda is in quite a good mood.
Bonetta has grabbed Feathershaw again.
What now? I will not find it if you keep stopping me.
You lied again. And she just points she's standing behind him and she just points over his shoulder at where everybody is.
I did not lie about anything.
You said this place was abandoned.
Oh, well, it's not. I didn't know. It hasn't been on the ground for well over 500 years. How was I supposed to know anybody survived? Now, may I go back to what I'm trying to do?
No.
Well, but will they survive now?
When it crashes? No, of course they won't survive. But more importantly, the well won't survive.
More importantly...
What are we doing? We are here to get the well.
Do we see them? Are they close up enough?
Yes, you can see them across the courtyard.
Bonetta's just like frog marching him over there.
Oh,
she's just got his hand on his shoulder and she's just marching him over. She's
go.
like, no, see, the well does not belong to you. It belongs to these people. So you're not taking anything until we've talked to these people. because that's the way it
Don't
works.
have the time.
Oh, great. It's the person with all the answers. And Eljal will like put their hand kind of on Winda's face, just like an alarm clock, just like shush, and then motion to Bonetta, who's marching Feathershawl over here.
And she's got one hand on his shoulder, and as she approaches the crowd, she reaches into the pouch and pulls out the chicken, goes, "Did anybody lose a chicken?"
From across the courtyard, you hear, "Hey, that's my chicken!"
Yeah, we found it wandering outside of town.
And there's a group of 10, 12 other elves coming out of another building.
Anyways, here's your chicken back.
Thank you.
Case
Do you
closed. We're
put
out
it-
of here.
Do you put the
We've
chicken
solved
down?
the quest.
Yeah, she puts
Okay.
the chicken down.
Winda gets out of the hands of Ijal and she's like, "And that man," and she points to Featherman and says, "He's the one that's going to save us all."
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
Well,
No.
Winda, I think you should stop saying things like that. We
It
don't
is-
know what's going to happen.
It's much easier to get along with everybody when they worship you.
What?
Huh?
Feathershawl turns to Bonetta and Babacar. Right. I understand what you're doing now. You distract all these people. I will go find the well. Once I
You're not
found
going
it, I will
anywhere.
let you.
You're not going anywhere.
Yes, I know
No.
where the well is.
Listen.
I will go to the well. Fine, bring someone else with me. That's fine. It would be good to have a defense. And I will go and prepare the well to be removed while you do whatever it is you do with these people.
Bonetta speaks up again at this point. She goes, "Excuse me, this gentleman, this is Feathershawl. He's the one that got us up here. He's responsible
Yes, hello.
for right. He's looking for a well, a primal well."
They all kind of glance. Well, that would be the well keeper you'd have
Okay.
to speak with.
Okay. So he needs to talk to them. Apparently, he needs this artifact to help save his village, his people. Anyways, that's why we're here.
Someone says, they're going to take the well? They can't take the well. It
No,
starts to
I
flurry across the
No,
crowds
what-
of people starting to freak out.
obviously we're not taking your well because that's your well. We wouldn't just take it. We'll have to work something out. If what he's, it's complicated and there's not a lot of time.
You hear a booming voice. There is plenty of time from across the courtyard.
Is that the well keeper?
The little girl says, "Mm-hmm, it is."
Excellent.
Oh, look, Feathershawl, just the person you need to speak with.
Perhaps we can talk about all this not in front of literally the entire town.
I thought
We
you were going
don't
to say the
want
shoink
to-
for a minute.
Shoink. We can't let the shoink hear this. And I'll lower my voice a bit more and kind of mutter to Bonetta and Babukar. We don't want to start to panic already than what has already been started.
I agree.
I figured since, we can see the mountain and it's getting closer, they probably had already figured this part out.
Well, that's true, but then Wenda said they only had 11 hours and everyone was quite panicked about that.
I mean, as they should be.
She has a point.
I mean, if
Panic
you have 11 hours
doesn't
till you-
lead to solutions. That's
but
all
it-
I'm saying.
No, but it leads to lovemaking and looting and happiness for the last 11 hours of your life. I mean, wouldn't you want to know when you were going to go crashing into a mountain?
Let's go talk to this well keeper and let's do it away from the crowd. That's all I'm saying.
In the language of the Sunfire
We will
Elves,
be back.
Bonetta looks at her brothers and goes, "Humans are weird."
Yes.
Come on, Shoink, let's go.
What did you call me?
I'm not talking to you. And I'll pat my shoink on the head.
Eljal, as you start to turn away with your shoink, the quieter elf puts her hand on your arm and says, "Don't trust him."
Who are you talking about?
Keeper of the well. I told him we were going to crash. He says that it's not going to happen. He's lying to everyone.
Is this the elf that like charged out and was like, I told you all we were gonna crash and no one
Yeah.
believed me? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. What's your name?
Sofka?
Sofka. Well, I'm Eljal, and I don't want to crash, so I'll do what I can to make sure that doesn't happen.
We
Thanks
need to
for the
save
tip.
people. It's going to happen. I know it.
Why do you know this?
I saw
Are
it in
you
the
some
vision.
sort of... a prophet? Is that what you are?
I saw a vision. I know it. I guess I am a prophet, yes.
On an unrelated note, why don't you all have your wings? You all look like sky elves, but you don't have, that part.
Well, we are sky elves, but when the world was destroyed, our wings were lost at the same time.
Right. Well, I'll get back to you about the whole crashing situation once we have more information.
Okay.
Eljal's trying on their best customer service voice.
So everyone is heading over to the stairs where the keeper of the well is standing.
Yeah, and as we make our way over, I want to whisper to Bonetta and Babukar. I'm not going to give Winda this information because she'll just blab it out. So to the Sun Elves, I'm going to say, Sofka over there, she thinks she's some sort of prophet. Anyway, she said not to trust this well keeper. Just something to keep in mind, I suppose. I guess he doesn't think, or at least doesn't say, that the SETI's going to crash.
We can find the truth from him.
Right. Let's go.
So
Gotta be easier to deal with than and Vanetta's as she's listening, she's not taking her eyes off of Feather Shawl.
He is clearly very impatient about this whole thing. If we could just go.
Right, we're going.
But
You're
there-
the slowpoke now.
Good. Perhaps Eljal and I could go.
Oh,
We
We
will
have to
get
talk
to the
to-
well, and everyone else can do the talking and the whatnot while we go deal with the well. That's why we're here.
perhaps we can just talk to the well keeper real quick before we go.
Oh, fine. Perhaps we should go to speak all the kings of the human kingdoms to make sure they all agree with this operation.
Hey, guess who's wasting time now?
Before
Eljal will just stop talking and start marching toward the well keeper.
before or as everybody's kind of marching away from Winda, she just happens to have a muffin in her bag for a snack for later, and she's gonna give it to that little girl. She's gonna pat her on the head and send her on her way. We will be back later. She just like gestures so dramatically.
Is this cake?
It is a small cake.
Small cake. I have a small human
And
cake.
it's chocolate!
It smells so good. She stampers off across the courtyard.
This is so weird. And she starts walking towards everybody else.
The keeper of the well is a very old elf. And he's got a lot of scarring across his face. He's a sky elf, also no wings like the rest of them. His horns have grown very long and bent back. And he has a goatee. Clearly he had black hair at one time. There's still traces of it, but he's got, very reminiscent of my particular beard, he's got lots of graying and white in his black beard, and in his long hair he has lots of streaks of white.
So he looks like Will.
Yes. I am Nosix, keeper of the well.
So we've heard.
What brings you here?
How do you keep a well?
Winda, we only
What?
have 11 hours, remember?
Well, now we have 10 and a half.
Okay, so shut it.
That is not correct. Everyone should go home. There
do
is
you
nothing
mean?
wrong.
There's
Go do some lovemaking.
something wrong.
You've seen the mountains getting closer, right? I mean, either the island's moving towards the mountains or the mountains are moving towards the island, but
Perhaps we should step inside.
Thank you. That's what I've been trying to say this whole time. Eljal is very pointedly looking around at everyone because they are justified finally.
Annetta nudges Feather Shawl in front of her inside.
I'm bringing this shoink though.
What is it with you and farm animals?
Is that an indoor shoink?
It is now.
Remember the one we had
don't-
the house break?
We don't usually allow animals into the council chamber.
And I'm not usually on flying settees, but here we are.
Fine. Just come inside.
I'm afraid of heights.
I'll march inside with my shoink.
You enter into a large domed room that on the upper third floor, there's a place like a balcony that runs around. In the center is a large round table with chairs set around it. They're all equal, and there's one that's slightly larger, but only because it has an ornate back on it that the others don't. He says, please, you may take a seat at the council table for now. The counselors are not in session.
I'm gonna nudge. Sorry, I know like this is maybe a little meta, but who's got the most influence? And I guess in Eljal's eyes, who's like the most sort of charismatic, good at talking, convincing people person in our group? Is that Babacar?
Totally Winda.
Is it actually Winda? I don't think Eljal sees Winda that way.
Definitely not.
Babacar? Bonetta? Either one of you?
Vanetta's not real great at the whole influence thing. She's got a lot of spirit and
Are
she's pretty
any
smart.
of us good
but
at that? What's Babacar's dice in that?
Influence? No, terrible. But
I got a 6.
That's what I have too.
We're all
But if
so
you-
bad.
You
But
can
if we
always
need
try and
to-
influence in other ways.
yeah.
True. Okay, well, then maybe discard that question, but I've decided now Eljal probably sees Babacar as maybe the most like level-headed, like let's
Reasonable?
just cut to the chase, reasonable, like let's get through this person. So Eljal is going to try and nudge Babacar toward the large backed seat to like, like power move, like go sit there kind of thing. We're in charge here.
Is this city hall really fancy looking?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Okay.
It's very fancy.
So Winda kind of looks around in like slight disgust, and I'm gonna go guard the door. This place is fancy. And
That's
she just
an
walks away.
excellent meeting idea. Yes. You go guard the door.
Plus, I'll tell everybody how much we're gonna save them.
Right. Eljal's like nudging Babacar.
All right. Yeah, Babukar will go take the seat.
Vanetta's made sure that Feathershaw is in a chair and is not getting up.
Feathershaw says, "We are wasting time, Banetta."
Keep talking, and you're just going to waste more of it.
What brings you here? Our city is fair and peaceful. We do not have any problems with you.
First, tell us, why is it that you believe that your fair city is not in danger?
I am aware of the danger of my city.
And
But
what
it
do
is-
you intend to do about it?
I am working on using the well to stop the issue.
Ah, the well
But I
can stop the issue.
Do not want my people to know. We do not want panic. It will all work out. The city will not fail under my watch.
What other things can the well do?
It is a powerful artifact. It helps fly the city. I need to have it removed, actually.
It helps fly the city.
Yes, but the city is lost control. It's the crash is inevitable, but I cannot have the city. The well must leave.
The well must leave?
Yes. So it will go with my people
Where is your people going?
to where you came from. The surface, of course. My people
Great,
believe the
so-
surface is destroyed.
We're all in
It's-
agreement then, it sounds like.
Yes.
We are.
I'll glance at Feathershaw. Right? You
Feathershaw
want
says,
the well?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. I'm very annoyed that we are not going to do what we came here to do.
We
Vanetta's
all-
going to thump him.
Oh.
Vanetta's going to Gibbs slap him upside the back of the head. Fools
Water,
need smiting
easy.
sometimes. Pay attention.
Fine, fine.
We all want the well off of this place.
You have come for the well as well.
Yes, sort of. In a
Excellent.
manner of speaking.
Well, I would love your assistance in removing it. I have, as the keeper of the well, I cannot touch it.
That seems opposite of what I would assume.
Yes. It's magic. In bonding myself and swearing to it, I cannot touch it.
I'll glance at Babukar because he knows the most about magic. And I've been warned to not trust this fellow, so does that seem right to ya?
Does it seem right?
Make a roll. Let's see how
Okay.
it feels to you.
Yeah, let's make a roll. I like it. All right. Let's see. So I'm gonna say, in this case, he's trying to like seek out what's going on. So I think it might be intellect.
Okay.
And truth again, probably.
Mm-hmm.
For distinctions, I'm going to go back to simplicity as the best solution.
Okay.
And then I don't know. Is this a verum animo type of thing? Would magic apply here?
It certainly could apply if you want to use your magic.
I think I do. All right. Okay. Well, it's not a wonderful roll, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm. So what is the target number you rolled now?
I don't know.
You decide what. You're going to take 2 of those dice.
Yeah, probably. I'll probably go high because that'll be. Is that 14?
Yep, 14. Okay, with an effect die of a D8.
Yeah.
Yep. And he is a catalyst. So he's one of those important NPCs. So he gets DA for that. He's going to take a DA for his Keeper of the Primal Well. A D8 for Mastery. And D8 for Stewardship, and a D8 for his Necklace of Warning. $12, $15. So I rolled a 2, 2 6s, and a 3. So the 2 6s only get me to a 12. Not enough to beat your 14. But if I spend a plot point, I can use that 3 as well to get to a 15, which would beat you. But because one of my important NPCs spent the plot point, then Babacar gets the plot point.
Ooh.
So my number will go down by 1, and Babacar's number will go up by 1. So whenever you have direct interactions against important NPCs like that, that's who gets access to those points. Now, Babacar, you have the choice. Are you going to push the situation and try and roll higher than his current target of 15?
Yeah.
And I should say, of my 6 points that you see there, only 3 of them are his, actually.
Gotcha. I don't know. I think maybe.
Okay.
Yeah?
So go ahead and roll your pool again.
Okay.
Oh, I should also ask, do you want to take advantage of that? Do you have any? Oh, no, sorry. You had still a little bit of stress, correct? You had an angry D6. So that, because we had some downtime where you were standing out in the fields, that would have decreased by 1 step, which would take it off. So you have no stress right now.
Okay.
So using that hindrance, it doesn't do anything, that 1 I rolled. So don't worry about spending anything.
Gotcha.
Can I go ahead and step down the value of my intellect die to bump his up by 1?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. That means I need to change it. So let's see. Intellect. Wait, does that take my intellect to a D12?
Yes.
Wow. That's cool. Okay. Ugh. Well. Whoa, why did it roll twice? Okay, that's weird. Oh,
Well, we'll take the second roll was the D10 for some reason.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a better roll, but we'll go with the one that had a D12 in it.
Okay.
All right, so.
Well, I'm going to spend a plot point, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'll take the 6, the 7, and the 4.
Okay. The 6, the 7, and the 4 for a total of 17.
Yep.
With an effect die of a D8.
Yep.
And so I can choose to push it back down. So if I push it, then I have to roll, and we see, we up the game again, and I could possibly take consequences if I don't beat you. If I give up in a conflict like this, then, and this goes for you guys as well, if you give up against a NPC situation, then I can get another plot point back and get to choose where that stress die goes. But I think I am going to push it one more time. I'm confident. Although you did have a very good roll.
What?
16. So 16, and I will spend a plot point, which drops me down to 4, and Babacar back up to 3. And I'm going to keep the 7. So 8, 8, and 7. So target number of 23 now, with an effect die of a D8.
Yeah.
Now,
feels,
Babacar.
Yeah, that feels really hard to beat. So I think I'm gonna let it stay.
Okay, so you get another plot point for backing down. So Babacar should be up to a 4 now. And you get to decide where that stress is going to go on you. It's going to be a D8 stress, but where do you want it?
Oh, it's going to go on angry.
I suspected as much.
I'm picturing this this back and forth, not backing down, as just one long staring contest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just everyone's silent, and those two are just like, we're all just looking around.
So that is what will happen if I touch it. I will be destroyed, which means I need someone else to move it. But I have a special artifact, crafted armor, that if you don it, you will be able to lift it and carry it without a problem.
Wow.
Yes, we just need a volunteer for it.
I'm sure Feathershell will volunteer.
What? Why would I volunteer?
You're the one who wanted the well so bad.
Yeah, but I'm the brains. I'm not strong. I can't possibly carry the well.
It's magic.
How
With the
did you
armor,
plan
you
on-
can.
How did you plan on getting it home?
Well, that's what I brought Minetta for. Strong, hefty back to carry the object.
She
Well-
wants to punch him so bad right now.
It seems like now you can just carry it yourself. Isn't that convenient?
Yes, I suppose I could carry it.
You don't even have to wait till we're on the ground to actually have the well in your hands.
Can Eljal or Benetta, one of you is going to have to roll to try and convince him of this position. So who would like to take on that challenge?
You can, Benetta, if you want. I don't know if you've gotten many rolls tonight yet.
Yeah.
And you seem more the bullying type.
Gotta learn to where to click. I'm trying to think of what she would use to do this.
Put your back into it, Benny.
He says, I mean, look at my legs. Look at her legs.
I do have fabulous legs.
She's clearly built for lifting.
I work out.
I'm an old
You
elf.
You could have legs like these if you just put some work into it. I can get you a regimen. You'll love it. Okay, so yeah, okay, so let's do strength. And justice, because her great might represents defense, not destruction.
Okay.
And we'll use Sunfire Elf, heat being, so I can step up my strength for the duration of any test. I get an add 8 angry stress.
Yep. All right. So you've got an 8 angry stress now.
I have a justice, which is a D10, strength, which is a D8.
Can I lend strength?
Can you lend strength?
Can I step down to assist?
Yeah. What is your strength?
6.
6. Yes, you can do that.
Okay, so that
And
puts
you've
my
got to spend a plot point for that.
Yep.
okay. So I've got 2d10 plus 2d8. Would my strategy work for this?
I could see that. How? How are you going to use it?
So I'm trying to convince him that he's the one that he's the one that needs to do this. So strategically, it makes more sense for him to put on the armor and carry this and be seen as the hero of his people and his home as he comes striding in this armor, where carrying this well that's going to save them.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. That's another. So that's a D6. Okay. Here we go.
So many dice.
Oh, and that's such a bad roll. That is such a
That
bad.
was with all those dice.
Yeah, that's a bad roll. Best I'm going to get out of that is an 11.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Don't let me roll dice anymore. Roll 20 does not like me, y'all.
And I'm going to roll for Feather Shawl. So he gets a D8 for being a catalyst. And a 2d8. He's going to use his distinction. I think this distinction of exiled moon mage fits in here. You are applying to his base desires to not be exiled any longer. And his legacy of his liberty, so survival and legacy are deeply pressing concerns for him. And that's it, I think. I don't really have anything else that's going to help him. Okay, so he rolled a 14. And that beats yours. Do you want to roll your dice pool again? Kat, you're muted.
Sorry. That's going to cost me that plot point, correct?
It is not at this point going to cost you a plot point. You were
Okay.
just choosing to push the envelope, and the odds are in your favor. You had such a bad roll on a good
Yeah.
dice pool.
Will the odds ever be in our favor?
So the target number to beat now is a 14.
Yep. Let's see. Keep our fingers crossed. Oops. Learn to type. That's a
Ooh.
14.
Still not. Okay. So you did not beat it.
And I got 2 1s.
You got 2 1s.
Do you have any points? You could use a plot point and keep another one.
Yep.
Let's see. Yeah, I think I've got 1 plot point. So we can, if I do that, that'll beat him, correct?
Yep.
Is it possible to lend a plot point?
It is.
Or
It is
give-
not.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
Not even
yeah,
for
I'll burn
siblings?
that.
Come on.
I will burn that plot point then to make
Okay.
that a 15.
All right. So it's actually a 16. So 16 beats it, and his chances of him beating a 16 are pretty slim. So you are going to do you win the fight, but you do no stress to him because you don't have any dice left. right? After you use them. You can't use the ones and you use the others. In actuality, because you rolled ones, I'm going to give you a plot point and you're going to take stress after this situation, but you're going to win the thing. So you can kind of think about how that happens exactly. So you're going to take 2 D8s of stress. You can decide where they go. And we'll finish the scene and then we'll take our intermission.
All right. Do we? Oh, does
well-
Winda know where she wants to put her stress?
Yeah, one is going into angry and the other one's going into insecure.
Okay. And you already had D8 angry, so it's going to up it to a D10.
All right.
And then insecure. It's a D8.
Insecure and angry sun elf.
Mm-hmm. Not the kind of sun elf you want at the moment. Well, I mean, the sun elf does, but everybody else not necessarily. All right, so we are going to take a 10-minute intermission, which means we will be back at 9:48 or so, and we'll finish out the last hour.
Yeah, and real quick before we break, just thank you so much for all the raids, all of the gifted
Yeah.
subs, all of the new follows. This has been so fun to watch and chat. Thank you, and we'll be back in 10 minutes for more.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, thanks for letting us take a quick break. We are back with the second half of our Tales of Xadia stream. I do want to make a quick announcement right here in case there was any confusion. This is titled a one-shot, but just to be clear, this is actually a two-shot. So if you enjoy this stream tonight, you can come back next week. I mean, you can come back to our channel anytime, but you can come back next week specifically for this game. So make that note on your calendars. And without further ado, Ian, take it away.
All right, so we had just ended where we had a confrontation here in the council chambers. Nosix, the keeper of the well, has agreed with the group that everyone should leave with the well, but he has revealed that he cannot touch the well himself, but that he has a suit of armor that's been crafted that will allow anyone who dons the armor to be able to pick up the well. And
He
a
said he
number of our-
crafted it?
he did not craft it.
Oh, okay.
A number of our party members felt that Feathershaw, the person who hired them and brought them here originally, is the one who should carry the well. And Feathershaw disagreed, but eventually did succumb to the pressure that it is his job to do. But in that process, Bonetta has gotten very frustrated with the goings on, and has got a bit of anger stress going on, pretty high, a D10, and insecure stress of a D8. And that's where we are. So, Winda, you've been watching the door, correct?
Oh yeah.
And you are outside of the room watching the door? In the
Yeah,
courtyard,
it's just
or-
like kind of. Yeah, well, yeah. Courtyard sounds good.
Yeah, okay. So you notice coming across the courtyard, most of the elves have kind of disappeared when they were yelled at by Nosix to go home. But you notice coming across the courtyard is the little girl, Perica, but she's got 3 other children with her.
Oh no.
She's like, that's her. That's my friend Winda, the human
Regret.
who gives out chocolate cake.
Crap.
They all come up. Hey,
Ah. Hello.
what you doing?
Standing guard.
From what?
You never know.
Can we stand guard too?
Heck yeah. Stand here looking tough. I need to go get some water. She doesn't go
She's-
anywhere. She's just making a joke.
She's a human.
See? And she pulls back her hair.
The other kids are like, oh. one of the boys says, "You're not a human."
How would you like me to prove it?
Destroy something.
Okay.
Make dark magic.
I don't do dark magic, but I can destroy stuff with my
All humans do
fist.
dark magic.
Huh? Oh.
Really?
Yeah. I can just punch that flower vase over there and it'll probably
Do it.
break.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Oh, good heavens, what have I done? And she's gonna walk over to this random flower vase and punch it. And hope it breaks.
Let's see. I think that needs a roll. There's enough tension with the kids here.
Yeah.
It's a pretty easy task, though. So just 2d6 target. So, but it's a pretty hard vase. It's a target number of 8.
Yeah, hello.
You picked the wrong vase.
I
You
picked
did.
the wrong vase. It's been super glued back together.
Of all the vases in this stupid town, that's the one you chose.
It's alabaster, not ceramic.
No! Well, it's a good thing I have a D8 in strength.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What's a good value? I feel like it's like I really want to use Liberty because it's a D10, but I can't think of a good reason to use it.
Yeah, her interpretation of liberty. I don't really see it here.
It'll probably still have to be mastery. That'll
Yeah.
probably be the best thing. So that's 2d8, and then trailblazing. Foolhardy friend sounds fun.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right.
So let's do that. And
I
that's a
don't
D4.
think any of your specialties help. No, your foolhardy friend's a D8, unless you're hindering it.
That's right. No, not at this point. So
Okay.
3d8. Fancy. Okay. /roll 3d8.
Oh, easy.
Oh my gosh, I saw the 1 and I didn't even see the other number, so it was an 8, 1, and a 4 to be a
So,
12.
the 8 and the 4,
technically.
yeah, easily makes it. You're gonna smash that.
Oh, she smashes it and she just gets this look on her face like, oh crap, I did it.
And then she realizes,
Oh.
because you did roll a 1, I'm going to give you a plot point
Oh no.
to give you a stress. So your plot point should go up to a 4 for Winda. And that's going to be
She's totally gonna be injured.
a D6 stress on injured.
Okay. Perfect. Cool. And then I roll that D6.
No, you don't have to roll it. Just
Oh.
mark it. I'll keep track of it too.
Cool. Got it. D6. She's got some cuts on her
Yeah.
on her 4 hands, trying to impress children.
You play
The
it off
boy's
all
like,
cool too. Like,
Oh.
Like-
that didn't hurt at all.
Yeah. See?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't hurt
That
at all.
was amazing.
I'm a
She is a
one-trick-
human.
I'm a one-trick pony.
No elf would do that.
Yeah. Never seen an elf do that.
Wow. They all just follow you around, the 5 of them.
Gosh. She's just gonna go in a circle around the whole place to see when they'll stop following her.
They keep following along.
Oh no.
At one point, Perica, the first girl, says, "Oh, you're looking stressed. Do you want some gum?"
I would love some gum. You're like the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Thanks.
Yeah. She gives her a cute little tap on the head.
Back inside. So it's settled then. We will go into my study. We will get the armor, don it upon Feather Shawl, and acquire the well, and we can all leave.
So what exactly will happen once the well is dislodged.
The island will increase in speed rapidly.
So we should probably gather the people first. Prepare
That's-
an evacuation.
Yes, I agree. Why don't we split up into two groups? I will take Feathershaw and one of you to do the armor and get the well, and the others can coordinate with some of my people the removal of my citizens.
I'll look at Bonetta and Babukar to see what they think of that idea. We are short on time. Both sun elves pondering deeply.
Yes.
I've got another idea. Well, actually, it's the same idea, but just a bit different. I made a friend here in town, Sofka, and she could also come with us because she seemed to know about the whole crashing into the mountain thing.
And the people are more likely to listen to one of their own.
Right? So if
Yes, which is why you should
Or-
speak to the head
or
of the
Winda.
guards. They'll follow his directions.
Who
Sofka
i-
is a foolish young elf who does not know what she's talking about.
who is the head of the guard? Was it one of the elves hiding from me? I'd say this Shoink is a better guard than anyone I've met so far.
I'll have you know the next wreck, the captain of our guard, is one of the finest warriors that's ever come out of this city.
Well, I still haven't seen him come out of the city, so
That's because he's probably been busy with duties.
okay,
Such as not guarding people.
right?
Or perhaps he was protecting important individuals somewhere else in the city where you weren't.
Do you think he could spare some time in his busy schedule to come with us then?
Yes, I'm sure he can.
Great, we'll take him and Sofka. The more the merrier.
There's no need to take Sofka.
I want to take Sofka. She's my friend.
Fine.
And this Shoink, it's coming with us too.
That's up to you to decide.
What do you think, Benetta, Babukar?
Who's going to stay with these two?
I'll go with them, and Sofka, and perhaps one of you if you want to. Or maybe Winda. Oh, maybe not Winda.
Yeah, I think actually Winda, I think though, would be quite good at spreading the word.
Yes, spreading words is what she's good at.
That's a euphemism, isn't it?
Anyway, do one of you want to come with me, or should you stay behind also? I know you both are so close, being siblings and everything. I'll I'll move a little closer to them, sort of like huddle up.
Yep.
But I don't know that much about magic.
Yes, say Babakar. I'm thinking that you need to keep an eye on those two mages.
If you think it makes sense, then I'll go along, but stay out of trouble with Winda.
Well,
I've got another idea too. I don't
Oh,
trust.
you're just full of them, aren't you?
Excuse me, I'm speaking with my friends over here.
I apologize. The acoustics are quite excellent in this room.
I'll lower my voice even more. I'll like give a dirty look. I don't trust this.
You then suddenly realize that Feathershall has kind of leaned in to listen.
Bonetta will just put a hand on his face and push him back.
I thought we were together in this.
It's fine.
So, if you and Winda and Sofka can manage this guard, let the population know.
You want me to stay here?
No, I think Babu and I will go with stay here with the feather shawl and the keeper of the well.
And they're leaving, right? Like the well is not here, right, Ian?
Correct.
It's like
No.
Okay.
So the two of us can go with them, and then you, Sofka, Winda, and that guard, if you can find him, would be the ones to spread the word around town.
Right. I'll get that started, but maybe I'll go talk to Sofka and maybe we can sneak behind after a while. Once the evacuation is started, just in case you need backup.
Sounds like a good idea.
Okay. So you two go and we'll start getting the people together.
Right, be careful. Keep your eye on those guards.
I'm not afraid of those. They were hiding in the building from me. And the Shoink is braver than all of them. Yes, that's right. You're a good Shoink. I'll pat it on the head. All right, let's go.
Let's go.
All right.
So we'll explain that plan, not the details, but the people dispersing and all that.
Yes, thank you. Can you explain it? Because I lost track.
Oh,
Who's
yes.
going
Okay.
where?
So Babakar and Bonetta are going to go with Feathershawl and I can't remember the keeper's name, but them.
Nosix.
And I'm going to insist that the captain of the guard stay here because that makes more sense for the guards to be helping evacuate people. And it seems like you guys have the well covered. So we'll stay here with the captain of the guard and organize the evacuation effort. And then the secret plan is once we organize the evacuation effort, then me and probably Winda are going to go sneaking, and maybe Sofka. I don't really know what Sofka is good for yet, so I'll see on that. But we're going to go sneaking to the well for backup.
Gotcha.
Which also means I need to know where that is. I need to know where they're going.
Are you
so
going
I'll
to
ask them. Yeah, I'll ask where the well is.
It's in the basement.
Oh, right here.
Yes. It's secret chamber. Feathershell says, I knew it! I told you I could sense it and we were coming close to it.
Right.
You doubted me, Babakar.
I'm still not sure.
You're a human dowsing, or you're an elven dowsing rod. That's what you are.
Thank you.
Okay, before I head out then, I will try and quietly talk to Bonetta one more time. And basically I just try to leave a path for me and Winda in case we come looking for you.
Easy enough to do. Just look for the marks on the walls.
Right. And I'll give you a wink and then head outside.
So as you come out, you see that Winda has acquired an army of children. It's about 6 of them that are following her around as she marches about the building.
Why am I not surprised?
Winda doesn't even like kids. She's just like patting them all on the head and smashing things.
Winda, perhaps these kids can be of use. We need to gather the people for an evacuation.
An evacuation! An evacuation!
Ooh, I have a friend named Toby who's really good with kids. Let's see, what did he do? And she reaches in her pockets and she grabs a bunch of jelly beans and gives them to the children and tells them all to go spread the word of the evacuation.
What are
Well-
these?
They're tiny little sweets.
They're
It's
magic
It's like
beans.
magic sugar bombs. I mean, treats.
One of the girls says, I don't like beans.
Well, they're shaped like beans. They're not actually beans.
Winda, we have to have a plan before we just send these kids running off.
They're so good. They all start eating them rapidly.
I win. I mean, that's the plan, to get them to spread the word so we can evacuate.
To tell people to go where exactly? And
Well,
when?
let's have them all meet here, right now.
No,
Why
no,
not?
let's not do that. Let's go back and talk to those elves over there.
The boy starts to run down the street. Evacuate! Evacuate!
Ah, Winda! I don't know why I ever thought that... never mind. I'll just go stomping off after the kid toward the center where the other adult elves were originally talking to us, including Sofka.
Yeah, there's no one around that you can see. Are you going to that building? That they were
That
all
general
in?
direction, yeah. I'm trying to talk to people who are not children. Or Winda.
There
Is there a difference?
That is a valid question.
You can see on a second story above one of the shops, there's someone sitting in the window kind of watching the courtyard area. An older woman. Older elf.
And everyone else is kind of cleared out?
Yeah, they were yelled at by Gnostics to go home.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, and where did Gnostics didn't tell me where the captain of the guard was, did he? He just
Nope.
said, "Oh, he's probably guarding someone important."
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Well, yeah.
Winda can ask one of her newfound puppies. So she'll ask, I forget. Oh, Perica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you know who the captain of the guard is?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where they are?
Mm-hmm.
She's such a good little cupcake. Can you show me?
Yeah. Come on.
You're the best.
She heads off down the street.
I'll follow.
Okay. As you walk away, the old woman up in the window says, "That's right, ghost. Be gone."
Is the moon out right now?
Yeah.
Is it a full moon?
Mhm.
So am I looking all crazy?
Yes,
I-
you are.
Or can I willingly turn that on and off? I don't remember how they did it.
I
Or
don't
does
remember
it
how
just
they
happen?
did it either.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I think
Well-
they did because I think it was something that they could choose to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Feels
Well, I haven't
right.
done that yet, but I'm so excited to do it. Okay, I'll follow.
Okay.
With my shoink. That is important, Ian. I want this shoink with me.
Yes. I know the shoink is with you. Don't worry. He's trotting right along.
Okay.
She brings you down one block to a wooden building that is clearly designed to be kind of like a little fort. The front gate is wide open, and there's one elf sitting there. He's in leather armor that's painted blue and white, and he has a club hanging off of his belt. He says, Perica, can't go in."
Oh,
That's what he sounded like.
Yeah.
He barked at that child.
This is the guardhouse. Can't go in, any of you. What's your business?
we need to speak to the captain. Our
Oh,
business is saving the town.
I guess if you have to talk to the captain, you can go in.
Right. Okay.
I'm the sergeant, by the way.
I don't really care. And I'll brush past them.
Inside, there's some tables, benches. It's kind of barren, stark space. And you see an elf, a young adult, male, that is dressed in the most elaborate armor you have ever seen. It's got big wing structures off the back, and on the front it has a carving in the metal of like a falcon's face with big shoulder pieces. It's like hard to move in it. It clearly is just ceremonial and would really serve no purpose in a battle. And he also has a club on his hip, although his is much larger.
Winda's gonna kind of give him an up and down. Whatever you were going for, you clearly missed the mark.
What's that supposed to mean?
How are you supposed to fight in that?
This is my armor.
Luckily, we don't need fighting right now.
I'm the captain of the guard.
Great. We were looking for you. We need to evacuate the city. Or prepare to do so.
Have you been
Yeah.
speaking to Sofka?
No. Well, no. We have been talking to the keeper of the well. And he's got a plan. And we need to do our half of the plan.
The keeper of the well
Mm-hmm.
told you
Mm-hmm.
to come tell me that we need to evacuate the city.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every day,
Mm-hmm.
he has told everyone,
Mm-hmm.
including Sofka especially. In fact, he made me arrest Sofka for saying that we were going to have to... Oh, don't worry, it's very easy. It wasn't hard. That we are going to have to not evacuate the city.
He changed his mind.
And I should mention, we don't have much time, so I'd appreciate it if you could maybe ask questions as we walk and make a plan.
I mean, Sofka has a plan, and Olana, between the two of them, have a plan, but that plan's not allowed. We aren't even supposed to talk about it.
Well, now we're talking about it. So are you saying I should go talk to them?
But there's a law. I'm supposed to arrest you for talking about it. I'm not sure that...
Okay, I have an idea. Why don't you stay here and think about the complexities of the law and how that would work out in this situation exactly? And why don't you get back to me in the morning about it? And we'll go over it then.
There's no need to have a battle of wits with somebody who's unarmed. We should go talk to the others.
Give me a, I think some kind of influence check of some kind.
How did Eljal get jammed into this
Very
role of
suspicious.
talking to people so much?
I don't know.
Because you don't want Winda to do it.
Or Bonetta.
Because none of you picked the actual character that's good at influencing people.
I've got
He is very rigid on this.
Could I take a different action actually?
Yeah, sure.
Could I kind of read the room and see that, like, okay, this guy has one rule and he won't break it, and it doesn't make sense, but that doesn't matter to him. So could I try and just like escape instead and just run? Do the like come on, Winda, let's jump out the window or whatever. Because
You
he's
gonna
in
walk?
big bulky armor. So I
Yeah.
think I'm just gonna be like, all right, peace.
The front door is wide open.
Winda would kind of just stand there with her arms on her hips, and you'd like trying to stare, intimidate, and you'd have to like pull her away.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna try to. Oh, does he have some kind of crest or like something that is loose that I could maybe swipe? That's like a sigil or some kind of signal of captain of
Or-
the guard.
Or how easy is it to steal his club?
I think stealing his club will be kind of difficult.
Does
His
he have any
armor
kind
is
of?
his sigil.
Okay. Okay. What's in this room? Is there a desk or anything?
There's his desk. It's just a table with a chair. He has nothing on it. It's clear that he has actually no purpose in the
Yeah.
city.
Yeah. I'm gathering that rapidly. Okay. All right. Let's just leave.
Where are you going?
Back to talk to
find your-
people who know what they're talking about. Dang it.
Find your mother!
Safka and whoever the Olana.
Sofka's at home.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna head
That was useful.
toward Safka at home. I'm gonna
First
ask
useful
Perica
thing
to
he
lead
said.
the way.
To Sofka's house?
Yeah.
That's easy.
Great.
She's like next door.
She walks around behind the building. That's her house.
Oh my gosh.
She's married to Nexrack.
What?
Oh no.
Wait, hang on. Nexrack is the captain of the guard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Shoot. He's had to arrest
Oh,
his
sorry.
wife. No wonder
Wait.
she was easy to arrest.
What is going on in this place?
New plan. We just let this city crash into the mountain.
Eljal is quickly arriving at that conclusion. Oh my goodness. Okay.
No wonder she was easy to arrest. She probably likes handcuffs.
Winda, not in front of the kid.
Does anyone like handcuffs?
No.
No.
Let's go. I'm gonna go pound on the door.
She
Winda's
comes and
gonna
opens
pound
it.
on the door.
Oh, hello.
Sofka, the others have gone to go get the well. To hopefully save the city. Because we all know it's going to crash. Like you said.
I also have several questions.
Several, but we also don't have much time.
Okay, so we're gonna save our people?
If you have a plan, that's, I have heard is illegal, but now for one night only, it's not illegal.
Yeah.
Oh, did the keeper tell you this?
You mean your husband?
No, that's the captain.
Oh wait, no, wait, that's the captain.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, well, excellent. I'm glad he's finally come to his senses.
Right. I wish everyone around here could do that.
He wouldn't listen to anything I said. He also kept me from becoming the next keeper.
Yes. Wait a minute.
I have even more
But
questions now.
We need to go find Olana because she and I have created a plan. We've already started construction of the flying wings. The launcher to send everyone off with the flying wings.
To fly. You have a plan to fly?
Yes, we built a launcher. Well, it's not completed, and we've construct wings for everyone, and it will launch them off the launcher and magically fly them down.
What
the
do you
surface.
know about the well, Sofka?
It's a very powerful artifact that blends elementals of earth and elementals of air into one unit.
So, would moving it be bad?
Well, moving it, I would think, may cause the island to speed up or slow down. I'm not sure. Or perhaps drop. I don't know. It's never. Our city was taken off from the ground with the well, and it's always kept it afloat. I'm not sure what would happen if you moved it.
Why did the keeper say that you shouldn't be telling people that the island was gonna crash?
Because he already dismissed me to keep me from being the next keeper. He won't let anyone inherit the role. And he was afraid of the voice I had with the people. And then when I started to speak of my vision, he was concerned of what it would cause the people to do. So he made it illegal for me to state it. That was after he dissolved the council.
This guy's bonkers.
Dissolved the council.
Yes.
Like literally or figuratively?
Is nobody concerned that this guy is trying to take over the city?
Well,
Are we all just fine with that?
Do you want me to kill him?
that's the
Whoa,
No.
Winda, that might be a little... Let's wait on that.
Winda, have you ever killed anybody?
Focus! We don't have time. Nobody cares that he's just taken over everything.
Well, that's the right of his role.
This city makes no sense.
The keeper has their ultimate job is to protect and run the city, and they can just they created the council. They can remove the council at any time. They can make any demands they want. They can enact laws with or without the council's permission.
That's too much power. I want to be a well keeper. How do I do that?
Maybe if we save this city, you can be. All right, we need to start the people evacuating. Can you do that?
Yes, I will start the word out, and I will bring together the other sky mages so we can try and finish the launcher.
Great. And if that captain of yours says that it's illegal, you can tell him that I got a special order from the wellkeeper and it's in my pocket, and he should come find me to see it.
I will go tell him right now.
Great.
He tends to listen to me.
Gee, I
hope
wonder
so.
why.
He's a good elf. He really is.
Make sure you do some lovemaking. You might die.
But first evacuate the people. Before that.
Yes, I understand.
All right. Winda, let's go do the other part of our job.
Perica pulls on your hand, Winda. Your shirt. What's the other part of our job?
I'll be honest, I don't know. What's the other part of our job?
I know
What's the
you
other
don't
part of
know.
our job?
So you gotta follow me.
Okay,
That was on purpose.
Should
we're
should
gonna
I
follow you.
Should I have the children follow me too?
You should have the children tell everyone in the town that Sofka was right. And that maybe she should be the keeper of the well.
You heard that, Perica? And she takes out the rest of the jelly beans that she has and hands them to her. Spread the word.
Okay, we'll do it.
That's my
She munches
cupcake.
some and heads down the street.
She's
Okay.
gonna kind of like wave. You know, I didn't like kids before, but I like that one.
I grab Winda's arm and just haul her away from this tower as fast as I can, because my plan revolves around the captain of the guard not finding me and hoping that he is caught up enough on the technicality that he won't arrest anybody until he finds me. So.
As you pull her away, her voice is fading. She reminds me of when I was young and stupid.
Let's
All
hope
right.
things go better at the well.
Back to the council area. So the two siblings and Feathershaw follow Noska, whatever his name is, Nosix. He brings you into his private study that's attached to the hall, which is lined with books all over the place. And he goes up to one of the shelf spaces and moves an object there's like flowers that are highlight the bookshelves. He turns one of them and that shelf swings open. And inside is a wooden rack with a suit of armor laid, hung on it. And the armor is covered in runes and etchings. Very nicely crafted. Someone obviously knew what they were doing and had magical knowledge as well as blacksmithing knowledge. He says, quickly, Feathershall, don the armor, and then we may go down and get the well. Feathershall says, yes, the armor, of course. He goes and starts to try and figure out how to put it on.
Yeah, Bonetta just walks over and just like slaps his hands away.
Oh, you could do it, of course. I think it's a wonderful idea if you wear it.
And she starts buckling the armor onto him.
Oh, all right. We could continue with the original plan.
You're muted.
Do the runes make any sense to Babacar?
Good question, Babacar. They are air and earth. Why don't you give us a intelligence check? See how much you can decipher out of this stuff.
Okay. Just intellect?
Definitely gonna be intellect.
Okay.
And what is your value?
I'm gonna say I'm doing this all day, but I feel like it's gonna be truth again.
Okay.
But I don't trust this guy. Is it Nosix?
Nosix, yes.
Yeah, I don't trust him, and so I think this is a little bit of the hot-headed sun mage that wants to check out what's going on with this and prove that he's doing something underhanded.
Okay.
So probably those at least. I don't know if anything else necessarily comes into it, but
yeah, I don't think. Well, you could use your crafting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
the crafting. Yeah, cool. All right, so that's going to be 110 plus.
Target number 10. That's an easy one. I got a really low roll.
Well, I think I hit it.
You did hit it. So if you take the 8 and the 4, you hit it. But if you take the 8 and the 8, you'll actually get a critical.
Oh. Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Okay. So the patterns and designs on the armor tell you that it definitely is designed to contain and control the well that has raw elemental prime energy of air and earth in it. And you're pretty confident that it will do what it's supposed to. But you also notice as you're checking it out, you're keeping an eye on Nosix, who you assume did the work. You can figure out he's not positive it will do what he says it's going to do.
Okay. Nosix.
Yes.
What happens if this armor fails?
What do you mean?
What if it does not do what it was intended to do?
People have touched the well before. Some damage. Nothing we can't heal. Over
Some
time.
damage over time. I see. Come over here for a moment. Just take him to the side. What kind of damage?
Nothing that a little time and magic.
No, you said that. I want more detail.
The primal energies in the well will unleash into the body that touches it. And unlike myself as the well keeper, who would be instantly destroyed, the person who touched it will instead have their body be transformed by the elements into a facsimile of a flesh form, but crafted from stone and element and energies and magical parts.
So it will turn them into a magical creature.
That is certainly one way of looking at it, yes. If I may, perhaps mage to mage. I've realized that you are my only hope here. Perhaps you and I could speak in private.
Tell me what you have in mind.
Everyone, please, use my library. Take a drink of wine or two. It's the finest you'll ever have. Here, our vineyards are astounding. Babacar and I are going to step aside into another private chamber of mine to discuss.
I'll look over to Bonetta and say, keep your eggs safe, sister.
Right.
Feathershaw says, I don't drink often, but right now I could definitely use some wine. He heads over to the decanter and pours himself some. Bonetta?
Bonetta's... She's watching Feathershaw, but I think she's also looking to see where Babacar is going. And I don't think she wants him to go alone with this guy. She's feeling kind of, I mean, she's feeling insecure right now about just exactly what her place is here in this on this mission, and she wants her brother to be safe.
Gnostics goes over, turns a different flower, and a different panel swings open to a dark room beyond. It's clearly much larger than the one where the one that had the armor was just a little alcove. He steps into the dark room. Please, Battlecry, this way.
Yeah, I'll follow him. And make some light.
Okay. You light the room up. And as you do, the door starts to swing shut. But Bonetta, you can see before it closes completely. There are statues in here. Bonetta, you count maybe half a dozen. You can see briefly. They look like statues of elves, perhaps. And then the door shuts.
Oh, completely. I can't get it. Is there a way I can get a chance to like take a book or something, wedge something in there so that door doesn't shut?
Yes, most definitely. Let's do a roll for that. That's a little critical.
Okay.
A very difficult, but target number of 10.
Okay, so let's do agility.
Mm-hmm.
Mastery. Her sword is as hot as her temper, and it will not slip her grasp. And she's pretty hot right now with all of this. And I want to use Knight of Luxaria because, again, as a knight, she's also duty bound to protect her brother, who is a war mage, and valuable, very valuable to their people. So I'm going to use Knight of Luxaria, but I'm going to use my Stalwart to spend a plot point to step down all of my stress dice after I succeeded a contest with a foe. So
this is not a foe.
Oh, okay.
A foe is a person. This is just a challenge test.
Just a challenge test. Okay. So I can't do that. So No, I'm not doing that one. All right, I'm still going to use the knight, but I'm going to use a hinder and gain a plot point to switch it out.
Okay.
For the D4.
D4. Yep.
Okay. I can't think of strategy working on this one.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Okay. So we've
And
got
sword play.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see an argument for sword play. You have fast, reflexes, and I definitely, if you used the blade to do it, it would make sense. But yeah, I think probably not.
Okay.
Unless you can give me a good explanation of how.
No, because she's trying to like wedge a book or something, and she's trying to just stop the shelf.
Yep.
So that's 2d8 plus a d4. Here we go. I'll take that.
That does it. You got a 12. That beats it. So you slip the book in so the door does not close all of the way. And then Babacar, inside, you see 14 elven statues. At first glance, that's what you think they are. And then you realize that they are elves who their body has been transformed. So pieces of them are stone, other pieces are like clear crystal, and you see pieces that are clearly parts of bird, like a bird leg in one of their arms. It's just they're twisted amalgamations, and you are you can tell that they are not dead. They are alive. They're just trapped in some kind of stasis. And probably, you think, in pain. This is my secret and my pain. I cannot touch the well, so I commissioned our blacksmith under my guidance to create the armor. And it took me 14 tries, and unfortunately I had to give up my people for it. But I'm confident the armor is correct this time. It was flawed every other time, but the only problem is that the blacksmith finally found out what was happening and will not work on it anymore. So if it is not correct, I'm not sure what we will do next. But I am confident that it is correct, and my people will be fine when I figure out how to help them.
It seems like that should be a priority.
The priority is to save everyone who is still alive.
They are alive. Look at them.
You may be right. I have wondered that myself at night when I lay awake staring at them, thinking about them. But you can't... We need to get the living who are definitely alive and can move off of the island with the well so my people may continue to live. And then I will solve the problem of these people. These 14 are nothing if it saves the other 300.
Your plan is to take the well and the people, leave this place. Do you have a plan to move these 14?
If I can. Although I can tell you that I have conducted a few experiments, and I think that if the accident with the impact is not severe enough, then I'm confident they will survive the impact. I dropped one of them from the top of the tower, and they were undamaged. So
Babacar just doesn't quite know how to process this. Oh my god.
So let's just crash the city. Is that where we're all
let's
right
just
there?
crash
right
the
now?
city
Let's
and
just
these
crash the
14
city.
people will be fine. Yeah.
Yep.
I think that is a good place to end. So Babacar has some time to process what he just learned. So we've got one half of the crew understanding how twisted perhaps Nozzix is, and the other half is going to get the town saved and get the people out of the city as quickly as possible.
Maybe.
We'll see
Yeah,
how
I don't know that we're too far off from just being like, you know what? I don't know if this is worth it. Let's just scrap it and start again.
In my head, every time you say Noxus, all I'm hearing is noxious. I've renamed this guy in my head Noxious.
Obnoxious. It's not far off. Cool. Well, yeah, we will be back next week to figure out if we do indeed crash or save the city, and how that happens. So thank you, Ian, for being a fabulous GM. This was really, really fun.
Thank you for giving me the chance.
Yeah,
you guys were
of
great.
course. And thank you, players, for giving your time to us this wonderful
Yes.
evening. As a quick little outro, would you guys want to just everyone kind of tell people where they can find you, what you got going on? Will, why don't you start real quick?
Sure. So I've been Will, or Babacar. You can find me at WLMun on Twitter, or you can find my world building TTRPG Arium at ariumrpg.com.
You can find those
Great
links
game.
in the chat too. Yeah, super fun game. All right. Kat Bonetta, Cleric of Cord.
I'm Kat at Clerk of Cord. I don't do much on Twitter, but yeah, I'm on Twitter. But yeah, you can follow me there. I drink, I roll dice, and I hang out with my friends on the internet, and we play games, because that's fun. And thank you, Tori, so much for asking me to be a part of this. I'm enjoying this so much.
Absolutely. I'm glad you're having fun. I'm glad you could come. You can find me and Erica here on Level 1 Geek. Erica, do you want to plug your podcast real quick?
Yep. So I have started a podcast called The Let Us In. We're a system changing TTRPG podcast, and we are actually playing Arium for our season 2, which is session 0 is going to be live streamed May 6th at 8 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. So come and spout some ideas and I'll use them.
I loved the little mic tap for emphasis.
I didn't mean to do that, so I'm just gonna play it off.
It was great. And Ian, do you want to say where we can find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at BudFannon, and then I'm on the Discord for this group, and on Monday nights right here on the channel.
Yes, Monday nights playing D&D with me. So
yeah.
All right, thank you again, everyone. Thank you, chat. It was so awesome to see you guys tonight. Just gifting subs, follows, everything. Just thank you so much for all of the love.
Great chat.
It was
it was
really
a great chat.
awesome.
Thank you for being here, guys.
Yeah, so I'll just do our little outro in case you're new around here, because we do have quite a few new faces. You can of course follow us on here or subscribe. You can also subscribe on YouTube, where we're posting all of our old videos, so you can watch other stuff we've done. And you can follow us of course on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. You can also show your support by purchasing dice and accessories from one of our affiliate partners, who are all linked down below, or joining our Patreon if you so desire. And as Ian mentioned, you can also join our Discord, which, not to like bully any of you into it, but I did post a picture of a shoink in there. So if you want to see it, you can go join our Discord.
It's the official shoink picture.
The official shoink picture. You don't want to miss it.
I'm gonna petition for it to be in emote.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. So if you are already doing one or all of these things, thank you so much. We really appreciate the support and we love you guys. We love playing with you whenever we come on stream. So thanks a lot. Now go take a long rest. Please do not experiment with runic armor or magical wells. And we'll catch you next time.
Go do some panic lovemaking.
Bye.
Bye.